Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar has written numerous research papers in the various areas, and this paper series are the consequence of the research paper written by the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar. This research paper, published in the International Journal of Robotics Application and Technologies, Volume 5, Issue 1, January to June 2017. The research paper title is the A nonlinear stiffness model for serial and parallel manipulators. This research paper is published by the IGI Global Publisher, and DOI is the 1041 IGRT 2.07132. The paper presents a methodology to enhance the stiffness analysis of serial and parallel manipulators with passive joint. It directly takes into account the loading influence on the manipulator configuration and consequently on its Jacobians and Hessians. The main contributions of this paper are the introduction of nonlinear stiffness model for the manipulators with passive joints, a relative numerical technique for linearization and computing the Cartesian stiffness matrix, which allows rank deficiency. Within the developed technique, the manipulator elements are presented as pseudo-rigid bodies separated by the multidimensional virtual springs and perfect passive joints. Simulation examples are presented that deal with parallel manipulators of ortholite family and demonstrate the ability of the developed methodology to describe from nonlinear behavior of the manipulator structure, such as a sudden change of the elastic instability property, that is the buckling. The keywords: the equilibrium configuration, external and internal loading, parallel mechanism, stability, stiffness. Mechanical stiffness of a manipulator is one of the most important indicators in the performance evaluation of the robotic system. Here, we distinguish the mechanical stiffness of the manipulator, passive compliance, and the stiffness of the robotic system, which may be adjusted by regulating the virtual elasticity of actuators due to the dedicated control algorithm. In particular, for industrial robots, where the primary target is the precise manipulation of a technological tool, the manipulator stiffness defines the positioning errors due to the external loading arising during the workpiece processing. Similarly, in industrial pick and place applications, which are intended for simple but fast manipulations, the stiffness defines admissible velocity acceleration while approaching the target point in order to avoid undeniable displacement due to inertia forces. Other examples include large robotic manipulators for a patient positioning in medical treatment, where elastic deformation of mechanical components under the task load and under one link weight is the primary force of positioning errors. It is obvious that in all of these cases, the desired stiffness should be high enough to meet the requirements of the relevant application. In contrast, for service robots which interact directly with humans, a rather low stiffness is required to eliminate collisions causing an operator injury. This leads to special soft bionic or biologically inspired manipulator architecture that are based on utilization of numerous elastic link joints and actuators. Some more recent examples incorporating elastic elements are wire-driven cable-based robots that are potentially increasing interesting for medical rehabilitation. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of Export Marketing, Volume 1, Number 3, 2017. The research paper title is The Vector Autoregression Approach for Pricing to Market of Indian Exporting Firms. This paper applies panel vector autoregression techniques to analyze the pricing to market behavior of India's exporting firms during the 2002 to 2016 period. Quarterly data by sector region and drawn from CIA survey are employed to study the dynamic relationship between pricing policy of exporting firm, their cost competitiveness and demand condition. A partial equilibrium imperfect competition model provides the structure according to which the orthogonality of the structural shock is derived. Impulse response analysis helps assessing the reaction of export domestic price margins to unanticipated changes in cost competitiveness and demand levels. These factors appear to exert non-negligible effects, even though they tend to be very low persistent. For the period 2014 to 2016, a typical PTM behavior emerges, while during the most recent years, favorable foreign demand conditions allowed exporting India's firm to exercise their export domestic price margin in face of a strong deterioration of their cost competitiveness. Keywords are the pricing to market, PTM, imperfect competition, impulse response analysis, exporting India's firm, India. Reference to this paper should be made to follow as Kumar M. Vector Auto-Regression Approach with Pricing to Market, Indian Exporting Firms, International Journal of Export Marketing, Volume 1, Number 3, pp. 264302. Biographical notes. Manoj Kumar received his PhD in Mechanical Engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, India. He received his MTech in Mechanical Engineering from Regional Institute of Technology, Jharkhand. He received BTech in Production Engineering from Bihar Institute of Technology, Sindri, Dhanbad. He received ISc from Santhal Pargana College, Dumka, and Bihar Intermediate Council, Patna. His matriculation is obtained from Rani Sonavati High School, Nonihat, Bihar Secondary School Examination Board, and he is currently working as a director, Mother Parvati Education Services, House number 87A, RZI Block, West Sagarpur, Nai Delhi, 110046, India. A large body of empirical studies shows that the price differentiation across destination market is the rule rather than the exception in the pricing behavior of exporters of industrial countries. For a comprehensive survey, see Goldberg and Meter, the literature on the so-called exchange rate disconnect where domestic prices are for traded. This paper is published in the Inder Science Enterprises Limited. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in International Journal of Applied Behavioral Economics, Volume 6, Issue 1, January-March 2017. The paper title is A Modeling Framework to Capture the Intra-Household Consumption Behavior. Quantity methods in marketing typically focus on the household as the unit of analysis while ignoring the individual family members' behavior and behavioral interaction among household members. However, knowledge of such intra-household behavior interaction enables marketers to target their communication from more effectively. In this paper, the author proposes a modeling framework to capture the intra-household behavior interaction based on family members' actual consumption behavior over time. The author develops a model to capture multiple agent simultaneous choice decision over more than two choice alternative. This is extremely difficult with other previously developed modeling approaches. We apply the proposed model to a context of family members' television viewing and simultaneously model whether TV is on, which type of program is playing, and which family member are watching. The proposed model allows us to estimate the individual's intrinsic preference and the extrinsic preference from a joint consumption with other members. These estimates allow us to test several alternative group decision-making heuristics that may operate in those joint consumption occasions and conduct marginally useful counterfactual simulations. The keywords are autologistic choice model, behavior interaction, family member decision making, hierarchical Bayesian analysis, joint consumption. Consumption choices of individual can be interdependent. Such interdependency can be especially common in household consumption choices. For example, individual household members determine whether they spend time alone or together with other family members on various activities and may affect each other's choices. Such intra-household behavior interactions are likely to be significant due to strong emotional ties among household members. In this paper, we study a specific consumption context, that is TV viewing. In the context of the watching television, some family members may be more likely to watch television with other members because they are likely to receive utility from spending time together with their spouses, children, or parents. It is the it is this behavioral interaction among family members that we study in this research. The DIU of the paper is the 104018 IJAB 2010701004. This paper is published in the IGI Gold Global Publisher 2017. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of the Online Marketing, Volume 1, Issue 1, January-March 2017. The paper title is the Online Marketing Induced Performance Volatility. This paper analyzes how revenue and cash flow volatility are influenced by one, competitive online marketing spending volatility, by the level of the online marketing spending, by the responsive of one online marketing spending, and by the competitive reactivity. The author develops hypotheses about the influence of these variables on revenue and cash flow volatility that rooted in online market response theory. Based on broad sample of the 99 pharmaceutical brands in 4 clinical categories in India, the author tests these hypotheses and assess the magnitude of the different sources of online marketing induced performance volatility. The results support our hypothesis and demonstrates that effective online marketing may incur negative financial side effects such as a greater financing cost of higher opportunity cost of case holding. Thus, common volatility increasing online marketing practices such as advertising, policing effective at the top line, but may turn out to be the ineffective at the bottom line. Keywords are the case flow volatility, econometric models, online market response models, online marketing matrices, online marketing volatility. Online marketing managers are increasingly held accountable for the productivity or effectiveness of their expenditure. Indeed, the more impactful the online marketing, the higher the attainable revenue, or conversely, the lower the online marketing cost for a given revenue target. Effective online marketing sometimes requires a volatile deployment of online marketing budget, such as a pulsing approach, a regime characterized by often online marketing campaigns, including advertising campaigns, sales promotion, and new product launches. Insofar as much pulsing causes revenue and cash flow to become more volatile, however, it may have an unintended negative consequence of financial performance. Revenue or cash flow volatility has traditionally not been of major concern to online marketers. However, as online marketing moves away from a sole focus on customer demand impact to a focus on the firm value impact, it adopts an investor perspective, which includes a strong concern about the stability or volatility of revenue and cash flow. Srivastava, Sherwani, and Fehe have provided a useful framework to connect online marketing. This paper is published in the IGI Global Publishers, United States of America, DOI 104018 IGOM 201701013. The next paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of Risk and Contingency Management, Volume 6, Issue 2, April-June 2017. The research paper title is exploring a risk-adjusted return on capital model for the performance and persistence of the Indian equity mutual funds. Assisting fund investors in making better investment decisions when faced with the market climate change is an important subject. For this purpose, the author adopts a genetic algorithm to search for an optimal decay factor for an exponential weighted moving average model, which is used to calculate the value at risk combined with a risk adjusted return on capital. The author then proposed a genetic algorithm based RAROC model. Next, using the model to find the optimal decay factor and investigate the performance and persistence of 31 Indian open entry equity mutual funds over period of the from November 2012 to October 2015, divided into three periods: November 2012 to October 2013, November 2013, October 2014 and November 2014 and October 2015, which includes the global financial crisis. The author finds that three periods, the optimal decay factors are 0.999 and 0.951 and 0.990 respectively. The ranking of funds between bull and bear marketers are quite different. Moreover, the proposed model improves performance persistence. That is, a fund's past performance will continue into the future. The keywords are the genetic algorithm, mutual funds, optimal decay factor, performance, persistence, RAROC. Many mutual fund investors use performance ranking as a decision-making tool within their fund selection process. However, past performance of funds cannot guarantee future returns. It is also important to remember that all investment carry a certain degree of risk. Therefore, in fund selection decisions, we should consider not just return but also investment risk. Investors also face a problem of excessive market volatility, which has caused investor losses. In order to solve the above problem, simultaneously, this study aims to use a genetic algorithm to search for an optimal decay factor for the exponential weightage moving average EWMA model, which is used to calculate the value at risk of the mutual fund. Moreover, for the purpose of investigating the performance and persistence of mutual funds during the global financial crisis, we use a RAROC based VRA approach to take into account both return and risk. Therefore, this study proposes a genetic algorithm based RAROC model to deal with both optimal decay factor and performance persistence problem. The empirical results of this study may be valuable for helping investors to choose mutual funds with other returns and less risk. The performance evaluation of mutual funds can help investors make fund selection decisions. Fund management companies are able to adjust their operation strategy by analyzing. This research paper is published in the IGI Global Publisher in 2017. The DI is 104018, IJ RCM 2.01 1704012. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of Risk and Contingency Management, Volume 6, Issue 2, April-June 2017. The research paper title is The Investment of Credit Risk Based on Indian Fund Performance. In this paper, the author investigates whether technical efficiency is an important ex-ante predictor of business failure. The author uses samples of Indian textiles, wood, computers, and related activities and R&D companies to obtain efficiency estimates for individual firms in each industry. These efficiency measures are derived from a directional technology distance function constructed empirically using non-parametric data envelopment analysis methods. Estimating standard profit and logistic regression models, the author finds the efficiency has significant experimental power in predicting the likelihood of default over the above and effect of the standard financial indicators. The keywords are the bankruptcy prediction, credit risk, data invalid analysis, directional distance functions. It is well established that the effective use of screening technology greatly reduces the cost of the informational asymmetries between borrowers and lenders, thereby enhancing the efficiency of the financial intermediation process, as emphasized in a series of papers by the Siglit and Weiss, and the improvements in screening and monitoring techniques are a valuable alternative to incomplete contracts aimed at reducing credit rationing associated with the moral hazard and adverse selection problems. Rothschild and Stiglitz 2014, Gessery and Lafont 2014, Spence used self-selection model to analyze sorting effects on borrowers under imperfect information. Using an ad hoc assumption vector shows how it is possible to screen perfectly the borrowers. Following Sicht and Weiss demonstrates that it is not generally possible to sort different types of borrowers in the presence of moral hazard and adverse selection, and that credit rationing may exist even by increasing the dimensionality of contracts available to banks. The forces of globalization, financial deregulation, and innovation have not been diminished. The importance of the credit risk, albeit market risk, has become increasingly important in view of the recent episodes of turmoil in the world's financial market. Yet, credit risk is still the most significant risk for financial institutions. The new Basel Capital Accord places explicitly the bonus on the banks to adopt sound internal credit risk management practices to assess their capital adequacy requirement. Through effective management of credit risk exposure, banks not only support. This paper is published in the IGI Global Publisher, DOI 104018, IGRCM 2017431. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of Human Capital and Information Technology Professional, Volume 8, Issue 2, April-June 2017. The research paper title is The Wage Inequality of IT Professionals in India. Using annual survey data from the 6 cities in the different regions of India, the author analyzes the rapid increase in wage inequality of information technology professionals in India from 2002 to 2015. The author describes within group and between group wage inequality trends and decompose wage inequality change into changes in the distribution of IT professionals in the IT sector attributes, both observed and unobserved, and changes in the returns to those attributes. The author finds that growing regional wage disparities, rising returns to unobserved IT skills, and rising returns to IT education explain most of the wage inequality increase. Rising the IT skill premiums are due primarily to increasing relative demand for IT skilled professionals within IT sectors rather than to demand shifts across the IT sector. The timing of wage inequality change has been erratic, suggesting a key role played by reform policy. Keywords: different regions of India, IT sectors, IT skilled professionals, reform policies, wage inequality trends. Since economic reforms began of information technology in 1980, India has experienced one of the fastest increasing in income inequality over recorded. The World Bank 2015 finds that India's overall Gini coefficient grew from 2.88 in 2002 to 0.38 in 2015, from 0.16 to 0.275 for IT professionals of the IT sector. Khan and Ruskin report that the overall Gini coefficient grew from 0.32 in 1988 to 0.45 in 2005, from 0.33 to 0.32 for IT professionals of the IT sector. Using National Statistical Bureau data covering 37 years from 1978 to 2015, Li Zhao Zhang found that the Gini coefficient increased from 0.6 to 0.28 from IT professionals of IT sector. Other transistor companies also saw rapid wage inequality growth, but none have reached India's level of wage inequality. For example, Rutkowski report that the income ratio of the 90th to 10th percentile grew from 3.1 to 6.3 from IT professionals of IT sectors in India from 2002 to 2015. From 3.4 to 4.2 in Hungary from 1990 to 2015. From 2009 to 3.5 in Poland from 1991 to 2015, and from 2004 to 5.0 in Romania from 1991 to 2015. India's largely successful rapid economic and social transformation makes India's increasing wage inequality of particular interest, especially given the tension between the widening disparity and the government's continued espousal of a socialist ideology. It also provides an important window into the wage inequality dynamics of transition and development. Wage inequality trends in India reflect fundamental changes in the way IT professional is allocated and rewarded in India's transitional economy. India has moved from a planned economy. This paper is published in the IGI Global Publisher in 2017, DOI 104418, IJI CITP 201701401. These are the list of the research paper published by the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar. Number one, particle swarm optimization, intelligent natural neural network system based multi-object optimization of surface grinding operation, International Journal of Material Forming and Machining Processes. Another one, an unified analytic framework network process and data analysis approach for manufacturing system decisions. Another one, minimization of total tardiness of scheduling of n jobs on a single machine. Another one, supplier's decision under fixed wholesale price and normally distributed demand, advances in industrial engineering and management. Another one is supply chain collaboration model for product development with R&D subsidy, Journal of Supply Chain Management System. Another one, a novel approach for calculation of momentum, heat and transfer of gases, solid flow, Journal of Energy, Heat and Mass Transfer. Another one, a model of supplier involvement in the product innovation, Yugoslav Journal of the Operation Research. Another one, subsidies policy for the product innovation in Indian context analysis, advances in industrial engineering and management, American Scientific Publisher. Another one, biodiesel, a renewable alternative fuel production from mustard oil and its performance on domestic small diesel engine, research analysis and evaluation. An experimental study of the settling velocity in turbulence using digital particle image velocimetry technique, the IUP Journal of Mechanical Engineering. Next research paper, a fuzzy DA approach for efficiency measuring the efficiency of Indian banks, IUP Journal of Bank Management. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in International Journal of Materials Forming and Machining Process, Volume 2, Number 1, page 5487, January-June 2015. The research paper title is Particle Swarm Optimization, Intelligent Neural Network System, PSO-INS based multi-objective optimization of surface grinding operation. In this paper, particle swarm optimization, which is recently developed Monosri algorithm, is used to optimize parameters in the surface grinding process, while multiple conflicting objectives are present. The relationship between the surface grinding process parameters and the performance measure of interest rate obtained by using experimental data and particle swarm optimization intelligent neural network system. The results show that the particle swarm optimization is an effective method for solving multi-object objective optimization problem, and an integrated system of neural networks and swarm intelligence can be used in solving complex surface grinding operation optimization problem. In this paper, the key grinding process models and relationship that were discovered by previous research reports have been unified in the form of a particle swarm optimization intelligent neural network system. The keywords are the multi-objective optimization, neural network system, particle swarm optimization, process parameters, surface grinding operation. Increasing productivity, decreasing cost, and maintaining high product quality at the same time are the main challenges manufacturers face today. The proper selection of the surface grinding parameters is an important step towards meeting these goals and thus gaining a competitive advantage in the market. Optimization of surface grinding conditions become increasingly important owing to the extensive use of sophisticated and highly expensive computer numerical control CNC machine into the shop floor. Surface grinding parameters significantly affect cost, productivity, and quality of machine parts. Selection of these parameters is traditionally carried out by process planners either on the basis of their experience or with the help of the data handbooks. This research paper is published in the IGI Global Publishers 2015 DOI 104018 IJM FMF 20418. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in International Journal of Strategic Decision Science, Volume 6, Number 2, page 57 to 83, April June 2015. The research paper title is an Unified Analytical Network Process ANP and Data Invariant Analysis DA approach for manufacturing strategy decision. Manufacturing strategy research aims at providing a structural decision making approach to improve the economics of manufacturing and to make companies more competitive. The overall objective of this paper is to investigate how manufacturing companies make use of the different manufacturing practices or bundles of manufacturing practices to develop certain sets of the capability with the ultimate goal of supporting the market requirement. The authors propose a technique that can effectively take managerial preferences and subjective data into consideration along with quantitative factors. The tool that is proposed here relies on the use of a more effective version of the analytical hierarchy process called the analytical network process ANP to help integrate managerial evolution into a more quantitatively based decision tool, data invariant analysis. In this paper, these two techniques, when used together, can provide subjective and objective evaluation for manufacturing strategy decision makers. An illustrative example provides some insights into the application of this methodology. The research contributes to several insights to reach to the research areas of the manufacturing strategy and to the practitioner in the manufacturing operation. A model that investigates process improvement investment, assuming that alternative process improvement initiative exists, is then presented. Keywords are the analytic hierarchy process AHP, analytic network process ANP, data invariant analysis DA, manufacturing strategy decision. This paper is published in the IGI Global Publishers, United States of America in the 2015, DOI 104018 IJSDS 201504014. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is the minimization of total tardiness of scheduling of n jobs on a single machine. In this paper, we consider the scheduling of n jobs on a single machine with family setup times in order to minimize the total tardiness. The set of the jobs divided into f families between two jobs of the same family. We don't have to stop the machine. However, when switching from one family to another, a setup is required. Each family is characterized by a setup time independent of the sequence. We propose a set of approaches to compute lower bounds for the tardiness criterion. These approaches are analyzed and tested on a large set of numerical experiments in order to identify the dominant lower bounds. The keywords are the scheduling, lower bounds, family setup times, single machines. Grounded in real industrial problems, this paper focuses on scheduling a set of jobs on a single machine which must undergo a setup period when switching process jobs from a family to another. The aim is to minimize the total tardiness given that setup periods are independent of the sequence. This type of problem has been studied in the literature for different objective functions. Given the aim of our study, we provide a brief overview of previous work related to the minimization of total tardiness and or to scheduling with setup times. The particular case problem without setup times was intensively studied in the literature. The first remarkable work was presented by Imon Sistine. He proposed some efficient rules which can identify precedence relation between jobs in an optimal sequence. This result was then exploited to construct efficient decomposition approaches. Example ports Van Wessum, De La Croix et al., Chang et al. Dynamic programming approach were also studied by the Laurer and Ports. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in Advances in Industrial Engineering and Management, Volume 4, Number 1, PP 4364. The research paper title is Supplier's Decision under Fixed Wholesale Price and Normally Distributed Demand. A two-echelon supply chain is considered with two retailers and one supplier. The retailers are supplied by the supplier who makes all the decision and bears all the inventory risk. Throughout this paper, two different inventory systems are considered, a reserve inventory system and a pooled inventory system. With the reserve inventory system, the supplier keeps the separate inventory for each retailer. In contrast, the pooled inventory is shared by the two retailers and the supplier makes the inventory decision based on the joint demand. Under different scenarios, such as whether the wholesale price is a decision variable, the supplier's decisions are studied and analyzed in the reserved and the pooled inventory system. In addition, the profit of the supplier and the retailers are compared in the two different systems under normally distributed demand. The keywords are the supply chain, reserved inventory, pooled inventory, pricing, normally distributed demands. Supply chain management is considered with matching supply and demand, particularly through inventory management. Too much supply leads to the inefficient investment and needless handling cost, while too little supply generates lost sales. The former is the inventory risk, while the latter is the supply risk. In reality, most supply chains cannot match supply and demand perfectly. Hence, all of the firms in a supply chain will bear some supply chain risk. However, firms can decrease inventory risk. Consider an electronics manufacturing services provider who holds inventory of CPU chips for two or more original equipment manufacturers. The current inventory policy dictated by the OEM is to keep each company's inventory physically separated. Reserve inventory in this the most profitable inventory policy for the EMS. Is it the most profitable inventory policy for OEMs? In general, in this article, this is interested in knowing whether a supplier should pool inventory or reserve separate inventory for the customers. If pooling is good for the supplier, is this policy also beneficial for its customers? Additionally, suppose the customers have service level requirement. These questions are explored for a two-echelon supply chain. A supply chain is considered for a single product with a single supplier and two retailers. Only one single period for selling season is considered. A customer region is associated with each retailer and model retail customer demands as uncertain. During the selling season, each retailer receives orders from its customers, places an order to the supplier, and receives product immediately, for which they pay a unit wholesale price. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is the supply chain collaboration model for product development with R&D subsidy. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in Journal of Energy, Heat and Mass Transfer in 2014. A novel approach for calculation of momentum, heat and mass transfer of gas-solid flow. The discrete element method has been widely used as a mathematical tool for the study of flow characteristics involving particular solids. One distinct advantage of this discrete element method technique is the ability to compute the trajectory of the discrete particles. This provides the opportunity to evaluate the interactions between particle, fluid, and boundary at the microscopic level using local gas parameters and properties, which is difficult to achieve using a continuum model. To date, most of these applications focus on the flow behavior. This paper provides an overview of the application of discrete element method in a gas solids flow systems and discusses further development of this technique in application of drying particulate solids. A number of submodels, including momentum, heat, and mass transfer, have been evaluated to describe the various transport phenomena. A numerical model has been developed to calculate the heat transfer in a gas solid pneumatic transport line. This implementation has shown advantage of this method over conventional continuum approaches. Keywords are the gas solid flow, mathematical simulation, momentum, heat, and mass transfer. Particulates are employed in a wide variety of industrial processes such as in chemical, pharmaceutical, and food engineering. In chemical plants, for instance, the production of two-thirds of products involves particulate flow, whereas in the food production chain, almost all unit operations involve the handling of the powder and bulk foodstuffs. One of the major processes during the production and utilization of the powder and granular materials is the drying or cooling via a flowing gas, usually air. Due to its convenience in practical implementation, air drying has been the most common drying technique for particulate in modern plants. Majumdar states that more than 85% of industrial dryers are estimated to be of this type. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the Yugoslav Journal of Operation Research. The paper title is Model of the Supplier Involvement in the Product Innovation. In this paper, we examine the product innovation in a supply chain by a supplier and derive a model for supplier's product innovation policy. The product innovation of a supplier can contribute to the long-term competitiveness for the supply chain. And as it is for many supply chains, a major factor, it should be considered in the development of a strategy for a supplier. Here we evaluate the effectiveness of the supplier product innovation as a strategic tool to enhance the competitiveness and visibility of the supply chain. This paper explores the dynamic research performance of a supplier with the endogenous time preference under a given arrangement of product innovation. We find that the optimal effort level and the achieved product innovation obey a saddle point path or show tremendous fluctuation even without introducing the stochastic nature of the product innovative activity. We also find that the fluctuation frequency is largely dependent both on the supplier's characteristics, such as supplier's product innovative policy, and on the nature of product innovation process per se. Short-run analyses are also made on the effect of the supply chain cooperation in the product innovation process. The keywords of the supplier performance, technical change, and product innovation. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the Advances in Industrial Engineering Management, Suppliers R&D Subsidies, Policies for Product Innovation in Indian Context and Analysis. This paper attempts to examine the product innovation by R&D subsidy policy in a supply chain by supplier. This study derives a model for supplier product innovation R&D subsidy policy. The product innovation of a supplier can contribute to the long-term competitiveness of the supply chain. For many supply chains, product innovation is a major factor and it should be considered in the development of strategies for a supplier. In this paper, we study whether there is the scope for using the R&D subsidy to smooth out obstacle to R&D performance for product innovation and expanded the share of R&D to suppliers. To this end, we consider a dynamic model with sunken entry cost in which the supplier optimal participation strategy is defined in terms of the two subsidy thresholds that characterize entry and continuation. A survey result in India is studied whether there is scope for using R&D subsidy to smooth out obstacle to R&D performance for product innovation and expand the share of R&D to suppliers. We are able to compute the subsidy threshold from the estimates of the dynamic panel data type 2 to bit model for an unbalanced panel of the 3,000 Indian suppliers. The results suggest that extensive R&D subsidies are a feasible and efficient tool for expanding the share of R&D for product innovation by the supplier. The keywords are Indian suppliers, R&D subsidy policy, product innovation, sunk cost dynamic models. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Rapid Research Journal, February 2013 2012. The paper title is a biodiesel, a renewable alternative fuel production from mustard oil and its performance on the domestic small diesel engine. This paper focus on the mustard oil based biodiesel, which is important renewable and alternative fuel in future. Mustard oil is a byproduct of a mustard plant seed processing, was used as an input for biodiesel production via transesterification. Diesel fuel is much higher use than any other gasoline fuels because diesel engines have many adaptable domestic use like e.g. a small irrigation water pumping system, lightweight 4-2 skilled auto cab and curry engine and a small electricity generators, etc. Mustard oil based biodiesel fuel properties are observed and tested in the fuel testing laboratory with standard procedure. It is found that the mustard oil based biodiesel that prepare in the laboratory has slightly different properties than diesel fuel. Then an experimental setup is constructed to study the performance of a small kiloscale diesel engine in the internal combustion engine laboratory by using the different brands like B20, B30, B50, etc. of mustard oil based biodiesel under different operating conditions. It is also observed that there is no difficulty found in running the small kiloscale diesel engine, but to determine the optimum performance of there should be a slight derivation in the biodiesel blend to avoid complicated specification in modification of the engine or fuel injection system. Various blends of the biodiesel B20, B30, B50 have been used. Finally, there is a comparison of the engine performance of different blends of the biodiesel has been found out to determine the optimum blend for different operating conditions. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the IUP Publishers, and the paper title is the experimental study of settling velocity in turbulence using digital particle image velocimetry technique. In this paper, turbulence influence on settling behavior of fine sand particles was investigated by conducting experiments in a water tank with turbulence generated by grid oscillating in the vertical direction. Digital particle image velocity DPIV system with enhanced shadow processing function has employed to conduct simultaneous velocity measurement of individual fine sand particles driven by gravity and the ambient fluid in the confinement turbulent environment. The spherical shape and diameter of fine sand particles were tested with different oscillating frequency. The turbulence effects on the relative settling velocity were expressed in terms of different dimensionless parameters such as Stokes number, Richardson number, and dimensional turbulence length scale. The two main findings were observed from the experimental investigation. The turbulence decay followed the proper law, and the integral length scale increases linearly with the distance from the grid. The flow formation near the grid was also experimented in detail with the advantage of the planar measurements. The results show that the shear flow perceptibly exists near the vertical oscillating grid, and homogeneity of the turbulence can only be achieved at a distance from the vertically oscillating grid greater than about 3 mesh sizes. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the IUP Publishers 2015. The title of the research paper is the a fuzzy DA approach for effectively measuring the efficiency of Indian banks. Data enveloped analysis is widely applied in evaluating the efficiency of banks since it is a method of capable of evaluating the efficiency of decision making units in utilizing multiple inputs to produce multiple outputs. However, some outputs of the banks in fact possess fuzzy characteristics, while conventional DA approach can only assess efficiency with a crisp value and is unable to evaluate imprecise data. Theoretically, the fuzzy DA approach can evaluate banks' efficiency more realistically and accurately, since it can take the fuzzy characteristics of input and or output into consideration. This study adopts 48 Indian commercial banks as an empirical example to demonstrate the feasibility and the effectiveness in our proposed fuzzy DA. The results show that the fuzzy DA approach could not only effectively characterize uncertainty, but may also have a higher capability to discriminate banks' efficiency than the conventional DA approach. This is the list of the paper published of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar, titled The Mutual Relationship Between Innovative Output and R&D Alliance. Next paper, Self-Selection and Learning by Exporting from Indian Manufacturing Firm. Next paper, The Behavior Relationship Between Industrial R&D and University R&D in India. Next paper, Suppliers Dynamic Approach to Invest in R&D with Sunk Cost in Indian Context. Next paper, Indian Suppliers R&D Experience and Innovation Success. Next paper, The Effect of Green Policy on the Performance of Green Supply Chain. Next paper, Vocational Education and Training in India. Next research paper is the Research Subsidy and Innovations Improve Productivity. Next paper is the Environmental Sustainability in the Fashion Supply Chain in India. Next research paper is the eco-labeling of suppliers using green production technique with asymmetric information. Next research paper is the pricing models for perishable goods with customer perception. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of Technology Education, Volume 6, Number 3, page 32 to 58, July-September 2015. The paper title is The Mutual Relationship Between Innovative Output and R&D Alliance. The behavior theory of firm maintains that when firms perform below their aspiration, they will engage in a problematic search and first invest in novel solutions to improve subsequent performance using a full-time series analysis of 667 observations for 131 biopharmaceutical firms operating in India from 2000 to 2015. The authors find support for behavioral theory expectation. Furthermore, the data suggests that the relationship between past below aspiration innovative output and subsequent innovative output defined as new product introductions is mediated by the number of R&D alliances established, while the relationship between past above aspiration performance and innovative output is not. The authors contribute to the behavioral theory and alliance literature illustrative how firms innovative output influence R&D alliance formation and suggest direction for the future research. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of Asian Business and Information Management, Volume 6, Number 4, page 2714, October December 2015. The paper title Self-Selection and Learning by Exporting from Indian Manufacturing Firm. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the International Journal of Knowledge Society Research, Volume 6, Number 4, page 6284. The behavioral relationship between industrial R&D and university R&D in India. The next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is published in the Eurasian Journal of Business and Economics, 2015, 8 to 15, 61.3, supplies dynamic approach to invest in the R&D with sunk cost in Indian context. In this paper, we test for the presence of sunk cost in suppliers R&D activities by analyzing the persistence of these activities using supplier level panel data. We develop and estimate a dynamic discrete choice model where each supplier's current R&D expenditure is a function, among other factors, of its previous experience in performing R&D activity. The data used is a panel data of Indian suppliers for the period 2003 to 2013. We find that prior R&D experience significantly affect the current decision to invest in R&D, and that although important, the effect of the prior R&D experience depreciates fairly quickly over time. Next research paper of the Professor Dr. Manoj Kumar is Indian Suppliers R&D Experience and Innovation Success. This paper analyzes the role of Indian suppliers R&D experience in their innovative success using a representative sample of Indian suppliers for the period of 2000 to 2018. Using count data models and within an innovation production function approach, we investigate the influence of the Indian supplier R&D experience in the achievement of innovative results. To estimate R&D experience partially unobserved, we estimate a duration model and use the obtaining results and ecopharmatic procedure to impute R&D experience when unobserved. We obtain that the R&D effectiveness increases along the R&D history of the Indian supplier. These are the research paper published of the Dr. Manoj Kumar, and the next research paper series will be shown in the next paper series of the paper published by the Dr. Manoj Kumar. Thanking you with best wishes.